So Loop have released a new version of their SK05 Pro, and it comes in this new blue anodized coating, as you can see here. And if you've seen my review of the micro arc oxidized version of the SK05, I'll save you the time on this video as it's going to be pretty repetitive. The only change really in this is the color slash finish. Pretty much everything else is the same. And earlier this year, I posted a review of the base model of the SK05, this one here, and the SK05, which basically these three models here, just in different colors. They have a few upgrades to them. So you've got increased output, hot swappable batteries as well, which you can access through this latch here on the side. And I've said this before, but the SK05 Pro easily makes it into my top 5 as it has pretty much everything you could possibly want in a flashlight. So I'll give you a quick little demo of the SK05 Pro. So you've got this rotating switch here on the side of the flashlight. There's like a lock mode. This one here is a flood mode. There's different settings in there, different brightness settings. You've also got a spot mode, so you can seamlessly switch in between both of those. Plus, you have this LED strip here on the side. You can change the color of the LED, and that's kind of like a floodlight, I suppose, 3 different levels of that. But there are also different kind of RGB modes and effects that you can access in there as well. I'll go through that in more detail in a moment. So this is the box that the SK05 comes in, pretty minimalist, and on the back it tells you which model it is. So I've got the high performance model, but you can also get a high CRI version. I just prefer to have the extra output. Get an instruction manual there as well. And let's open up the box and see what's inside. So actually this light had the clip detached from it, and you basically got to install it yourself. So that's what this screwdriver is for. We've also got a USB-C charging cable. All right, so I want to do a quick comparison between the 3 different Pro models of the SK05 Pro, plus a comparison with the standard SK05. And basically it's the same kind of hard anodized finish on these two, so the base model and the Pro model. Okay, and a big difference is the batteries are hot swappable on the SK05 Pro. So you can see there's like a latch here that you can press down and flip up and remove the batteries. You can even replace them as well, run it off one cell in an emergency. The cells are also rated at 4,000 milliamp hours each, whereas the ones in the SK05 are rated at 3,000 milliamp hours. So yeah, you can still swap the cells in the SK05 base model, but you do have to undo these screws here on the back. Something to note is with the micro arc oxidized version of the SK05 Pro and this new blue version, the UI has been changed slightly from the original kind of duotone black gray model. So basically the thing is going to auto lock after a minute. Okay, that's just a safety, basically like a safety feature, so that you're not not activating this thing in your pocket. But you can also deactivate that auto lock feature if you want. I'll show you how to do that later. There is also some changes to the rotary switch. So you can see on the original model that there's no knurling, or I don't know what you'd call it, grip indentations or whatever here on the rotary switch. So that's changed. And yeah, basically the finish, you've got this duotone finish on the original version of the SK05 Pro. But yeah, the newer finishes here are just a single tone. So you've got micro arc oxidization, and that's the same hard anodized finish, but just in blue. But yeah, just to reiterate again, the performance of all of these SK05 Pro models are identical. Okay, so here's a little close-up of the SK05 Pro in blue, and you can see it's made of high quality aluminium alloy, and it feels robust. There's a unique kind of futuristic look, which I like. Stands out right away from all of my other tube style flashlights, and especially with this nice blue finish. And the anodizing is neither smooth or grippy, it's somewhere in the middle. There is a bit of knurling here on the side, or I guess a grip area to put your fingers in, so that's going to help. And the light is IP68 water and dust resistant. You've got this rotating dial here on the side, and this allows you to basically select from the different modes in here. There is an electronic switch in the center as well, so just press that to turn on and off and change between brightness levels. There is a strong magnet here in the tail, also the latch like I was demonstrating before, which allows you to swap out cells if they go bad. And there's also a lanyard hole. Where is it? Here, just behind the clip. So yeah, if you're someone who uses lanyards, I don't. And yeah, this has 20-watt USB-C charging. You've got the port here along the side. It also works as a power bank, thankfully. And yeah, like I mentioned, you can also run the light off a single 18650 cell in an emergency. And you know, if you look here underneath the head, you've got this dual bezel design. So one side has the SFT, luminous SFT 25R that produces a focused hotspot when paired with this smooth reflector. And on the other side, you've got a Nichia, either the Nichia 519A, so 3 of those, or 3 SST 25s in there. It just depends on whether you've selected the high CRI or low CRI option. Personally, I've chosen the SST 25 version because it produces an extra 1000 lumens. This LED strip here on the side, as you can see, also functions as a battery indicator. So a more detailed rundown of the UI. So at the moment, you can see I've got the dial set to lock. So when you try to activate on that lock mode there, nothing happens. Okay, you need to actually switch it into some of the other modes. So the first one is the floodlights. So if you single click basically for memory mode, and it just memorizes low, medium, and high. You can double press for turbo, triple click for strobe. And if you press and hold from here, you also have a hidden SOS mode. The spotlight mode is identical, so yeah, low, medium, high. And there is also a special mode, so if you press from any of these 3 modes besides lock, press and hold that button in the center, you get basically both LEDs, both beams activated at the same time. So it's super bright. Basically flood plus throw on max. Okay, so here is the side light or the LED strip mode, and this one here is like a flood mode. So you just press and hold, and it has a few different brightness settings in there. But if you quad press, you can switch to a more neutral color. So it's kind of like it's more white now, and press 4 times again, it becomes like a cool white. But I prefer just to leave it on this warm white color. If you double press, there are a few other modes in here. So this is like a RGB mode, so I can just select different colors. I tend to just leave it in this red mode here. That makes a really nice sort of night light walking around. You can see in front of you maybe a meter or so. And you can also change the brightness of it if you want. Quad click. Like that. I've left it on the highest mode there. And there's a few other modes as well. So this one kind of like glows in and out, whichever color. You just press and hold to switch colors. What's this one? Yeah, some kind of effect. There's this other effect as well. You can speed it up, make it slower, different colors. Okay. And what else do we have here? This kind of rainbow mode. Back to the beginning again. But if you triple press, there are a couple of these kind of emergency signal modes. So it's kind of red and blue if you press and hold. There's a few other ones hidden in there too. In terms of performance, I have run previous ceiling bounce tests as well as tests with my Audible Lightmaster Pro, and those are all in my previous reviews of the SK05 Pro micro arc oxidation and also the original SK05 Pro, so it's pretty much identical. I'll link the reviews for those in the description if you want to check out those. So a bunch of considerations to keep in mind if you're thinking of getting the Loop SK05 Pro. So on the turbo mode, so basically the high turbo mode, when it's activated in both of those, you kind of press and hold. Okay, that steps down in 40 seconds, and you also have to hold it down, otherwise it goes off. And yeah, steps down 40 seconds, gets pretty hot if you keep reactivating it again and again, but you know, that's normal considering the extremely high output of this flashlight. The second consideration is that there's no true moonlight mode on the main lighting. So yeah, would it be nice if I could activate a very low kind of flood mode, but you know, the LED strips are sufficient enough, so you can of course just switch that on and put it into a low mode if you want to read up close. The third consideration is the unique kind of build of this thing with dual battery configuration, and you know, it's fairly robust as well. It does add weight to the light, weighs 225 grams with batteries, so yeah, it is going to make it more difficult to pocket if you want something smaller like a AA flashlight. But of course, you know, with a light that has pretty much everything, all these different functions, you're going to be hard pressed to find a lighter sort of flashlight that does all of this, plus has decent run times as well, those two 18650 cells. Finally, the UI has a bit of a learning curve. Okay, there's extensive mode selections, and especially in the RGB mode here on the side, takes you a little while to figure out what's what. And I do find, like in the dark as well, you know, it takes a bit of time to figure out what mode, you know, how to get into whatever mode. But you know, the way I've done it is that I know if I flick it all the way to the left, that's going to be lock, so one to the right will be floods, and another one will be spot. So yeah, that's just kind of a thing I remember. Overall, the Loop Gear SK05 Pro is a highly versatile, well-built EDC flashlight, and it effectively combines, you know, spot, flood, and all these side light RGB modes in a relatively compact design anyway, considering that you've got, you know, two 18650 cells in there, 8,000 milliamp hour capacity combined. So yeah, I'm just blown away at how Loop have managed to squeeze in so many features into a light. And yeah, if you're looking for a kind of ultimate do-it-all flashlight, I think this is a great option and worth considering. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And do you have any questions? Also comment below and I will get back to you. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, click the like button and share it with someone who might be interested. It just helps me to get the channel out to more people. And if you want to see more flashlight reviews and keep up to date with the latest flashlight news, make sure you subscribe. All right, I've got the Loop SK05 Helm Pro, the new blue version. Thought I'd record some fresh beam shots. And this is the Turbo Plus, I guess Turbo Flood Plus throw mode. So firing on all cylinders, really, as you can see, over 3,000 lumens, I believe, and you got that massive hot spot and a ton of spill. Best of both worlds. The spill pretty much starts just at your feet, and you have to press and hold down that button to access it. Okay, and I'm gonna go just on the flood mode now to show you what it looks like. So yeah, low, medium, high on the flood mode, and I can also hit the turbo for the flood. Surprisingly throwy for a flood mode. You've still got you know, as you see in the center, a lot of that light located in the center of the beam, but still the light starts pretty much at my feet, goes into my peripheral. So this is a very useful beam, seeing pretty much everything in front of you, like 180 degrees, which I think is super important for a general light anyway, even though I do like throwy long-range lights. And let's go on to the spot beam. So low, medium, high, and turbo spot. Wow. Really clean looking hot spot. And, you know, decent amount of flood as well, but the flood starts quite a while ahead, a few meters ahead of me, so you're not going to get that peripheral light. But yeah, that's pretty awesome. The head is getting a little hot. Low, medium, high. And at full turbo mode for both flood and throw again. Go for a bit of a walk.